Oh my gosh, you guys, we are recording. This is the amazing Gena Tussey here with me on this Zoom call today. I'm so glad to have you, and we're so excited to have you coming to Washington in 2020. This is so exciting to have you. Oh my gosh. So now, Gena, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you living? Where are you
Well,
from?
I'm actually in Maryville, Tennessee. It's on the southeast side of Knoxville, kind of back toward the mountains.
The one thing I know that this year in Spokane, we're going to be having our conference in Spokane. Normally we have them on the west side of the state, which is Seattle and that part. But have you ever been to Spokane before?
I've never been to the Northwest before.
Oh,
I've been as far as California and Montana, as far as that. But see, you guys to us in the South are just this one great big spot that we have no clue what it is, except they grow potatoes sometimes and things like that.
well, you're right. That's about all we really are.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've always been a fan of that area. I've always wanted to go to Seattle and Spokane and travel Oregon, the trail and everything, and just look at everything. But when you have 2 parrots and a goose and 2 ducks and a dog and a husband and a goat, it kind of makes it a little tough to get all that in a motorhome to go forth and travel. So
That's so funny. Yeah, I would imagine the husband's probably the hardest one to travel, right?
yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely. The rest you just clean up after and put in the front seat beside you while you're driving, and people just, what is that? Well, have you never seen a goose before? So.
I love it. That's so funny. So now tell us a little bit about your business. You have done an amazing thing with your business and the kind of photography that you do. Kind of a rare business model, really, right?
Well, I like to think so. Primarily, I take care of people's pets, animals, whether it's horses and pigs, chickens, goats, geese. I mean, I'm not the only goose owner in the world, apparently. That is our primary business, and then we also do business portraits and families. And so it all kind of combines together because I find out who the business people are. I bring them in, we do their headshots, and then they tell me about their family, and then their family's oddball pet that's a rabbit with 3 legs called Tripod or something. And it just kind of rolls into a huge pile. And it's awesome because you get to know the people, you get to know how they feel, you get to know more about them as a whole. And once you start building that family relationship, that pet relationship with that business relationship, then you end up word of mouth, and they just keep telling everybody else. And next thing you know, you've got 2 llamas walking down the street to come to your studio.
It's so great. I love it. So now, was it your love of pets that kind of made all this start to happen? Because it sounds like you've always loved animals yourself.
Oh yeah, I grew up on a small farm here in East Tennessee, and basically I was the only girl in the neighborhood, so it was up to me to play with the animals because, smelly boys, we couldn't play with them. And such forth and so on. So it ended up, I don't used to say I'm not an animal whisperer. I mean, I'm more like an animal yeller. Get over here, kind of thing. But I seem to have a lot better repertoire with people's animals. I used to do a lot of high school seniors, and they would bring their dogs and cats in, and it got to the point where I was doing more with the cats and the dogs than I was doing with the senior. And I realized, I kind of like your cat better than I like you, not in a bad way, but I mean, and it just kind of evolved from there, from being primarily high school seniors in sports. It evolved into that, and we did a few weddings, and I made up my mind really quickly. I didn't like that. I'm the only bridezilla, and I am way too laid back for all that bridezilla stuff. Even though I respect people who do it, it's not my thing. But I just love the animals. We've always had horses and dogs and cats and chickens and pigs and goats and geese and ducks and parrots flying through the house. So I mean, there's always some sort of mischief going on, and I found that I related to that more, and I was able to create better portraits for these families with these strange offbeat animals.
Wow, that is so cool. I'm so excited to have you coming out. This is so exciting. So now, you have an interesting talk name. which I thought was real. It really caught my eye. It was something like wasn't it?
It's fuzzy butts for fun and profit.
I love
Um, a lot of people take it. I mean, here's the thing. With an animal, you've got to be serious because you've got to be the alpha animal at all times. And with cats, I don't know if you've ever worked with a cat. They tend to give you the middle paw and show you the rear end and walk off. So you still have to be that alpha animal, you know, and everything. But the whole idea is to reach into that animal and find out who that animal is. I mean, just like people, and they have their own personalities, they have their own styles and functions and what they do in the family. And sometimes they're the boss, sometimes the owners are the boss. Well, they also know when they come into my studio or if I go to their home, I'm the boss because I want them to have the most beautiful portraits ever. But I like fuzzy butts. I cannot lie. So,
That's great. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So then, uh, now, when we have all different kinds of people who come to this conference. People who are really, really talented. I mean, well, everybody's talented, but people who are really experienced, and people who maybe don't have as much experience and things like that. Um, it seems to me like your talk is going to be for everybody. Really, it's going to be one of those where everybody can really enjoy it.
well, keep in mind, little kids are like animals. Really, they are. I mean, you ever seen one run to the studio and just pull stuff down? It's kind of like a tiger, you know, or whatever. I mean, and at the same time, you know, you have mules and then you have business people. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing sometimes. I mean, but everybody's got their own personality and you have to draw that out regardless if they've got fur, skin, or whatever they have, reptile, snaky kind of things. You have to find that personality, and there's something in it for everybody. I mean, since I started years ago in film, you know, back when, you know, Ansel Adams was doing slides. I'm not quite that old. But I mean, the whole process is that it's not whether it's film or digital, mirror or mirrorless or medium format or whatever, 35 millimeter. That has absolutely nothing to do with it, because even back in the Renaissance, I mean, well, I'm using canvas and I'm using charcoals, you know, or whatever. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what your tool is. It's how you relate to the person or the species in front of you, regardless of what they are, and how to pull that out of them and create a story about them that's like no one else.
That is so true. I'm so excited. This is so great. I'm so excited to have you coming and spend the time with us, Gena.
And I'm half as excited as I am. I love you guys. I never get to travel up north in the area, well, northwest. Very rarely get to do that. So it's great to kind of get out a little bit more. I'd been on the speaking circuit for a couple years, you know, building the business even more. And now it's like, I'm back, guys, move over. I'm coming in to talk. I got stuff to tell y'all. So, and I just love sharing what we know, because part of what our job is with the PPA is it's our job to share. I mean, if you hoard the knowledge, then it dies with you. And the money part of it has never been an issue for me as far as speaking goes. It's about, what can I do to help you? And if I've got knowledge I share with you, I'm going to share it. And if you don't want to hear it, that's okay. I'm still going to share it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I have to tell you, you're really speaking to my heart on this, Gena. For me, I'm only here today because of people like you who came out and spent their time sharing their knowledge and their experiences with me. And you know, thanks to people like you coming and doing this and being willing to give up your own week or weekend, or oh gosh, it's sometimes some of the people who've given up several weeks to come out and spend time with us. And you know, and we only have to go an hour or two down the road to spend this time with you, but you've come clear across the country. And I just want to tell you once again how much I appreciate you being there for us.
Oh, thank you. I mean, here, it's not like I'm having to take a Conestoga wagon. You know, last time I checked, Delta goes that way. But you don't have to go across Donner Pass, you know. Even though I could eat up my own fat for a while, that would be okay. But I mean, I think sometimes we get isolated in our own groups, you know, like Southeastern, you know, district, or Northwestern and
Oh yeah.
North Central and every. And I one time I was in Minneapolis in the North Central district, and I found that it was an entirely different thought process to go into other districts, and not so much, the people or the experiences, but their subjects that they photograph. I mean, as much as I love Tennessee, I would never get maples like they have up in the Northeast. Never, never. I mean, not even on our very best year would we ever have anything that beautiful, or
That's
that beautiful flocky beach line like you all have.
oh my gosh. I've been around. I've been in 16 states this year, and I have to tell you, every one of the states that I've been in this year had a completely different light. I mean, it's still the same sun, it's still the same, but just the way the reflections happen on the rocks, everything around, the way the tree, the flora and the fauna, it's just amazing the differences from one part of the country to the other. I'm always just shocked by that. And
I get to travel a great deal out of the country. Been to India. Of course, I lived in Europe for 3 years.
wow,
India and South America, and all over South America. So it was just in the Galapagos. I mean, everywhere you go, you're right though. The lighting is so different from another place that it's just like you're rediscovering your eyeballs all over again.
it's
And you just can't wait to get the camera up to your face, and you're like, I have to get this. And then you realize I have to put it down and just enjoy what's in front of me. Sometimes I can't document everything. I just need to soak it in. But every place I go, of course, I've always got a camera with me. Of course, we always do. But I mean, not that cell phone. Anyway, not that kind of thing. But I mean, there's something that moves you within every light in every situation. Especially, I'm just imagining what you guys have up there. I just get excited. I'm just like, oh gosh, rain and green and trees and all sorts of beautiful stuff. I'm down here going dirt and rocks. But I mean, we're excited, and I mean, even my husband's like, take pictures and send it back because I've never been there either. So I'm just looking so forward, and you guys have so many awesome people in your group that I've met through PPA, through Imaging USA, and hi Maria, and so I mean, it's just I just look forward to it because I love bouncing and getting information and bouncing ideas off of other people, and when you can get out of your own little pond, you find that, wow, this is really cool. I need to try something like this. So it's not just me teaching, it's me learning from you all as well. I can't wait. I'm excited.
oh well, we're so excited to have you. And once again, Gena, just glad to have you with us, and we're looking forward to it. And guys, I know Gena's going to be there for you before and after this time. And if you have any special questions or anything like that, certainly you can field them to me, and I'll get them to Gena or through anybody through the conference. But Gena's just here to help us, and I'm just so looking forward to having you with us, Gena.